Hi, everybody.
Good morning.
We're about to leave Vegas. Did you have fun, honey?
I did. I had a great time.
Good. That's all that matters is that your spouse has fun. Because if your spouse doesn't have fun, you're done, son. So in this video, we're just going to have a quick recap of all the Jeremy Financial Education sites that we visited. Because, in my opinion, as an investor, I think Jeremy just drives around town, finds things that are shiny and beautiful and cool, and then he buys the stock in that stuff. What do you think about that, honey?
I mean, I think that's what you did with me.
So we went to, let's recap everything we did when it comes to Jeremy. We went to Target.
Yeah.
So she was actually in kind of a mood when we went to Target. Could you?
I was in a mood. And here's why, because I wanted to see the Bellagio Hotel and the Venetian, because that's like what you do when you come to Vegas, like you see the cool hotels and all, like, how they're unique.
This is business trip.
And oh my God. And we went to Vegas. We went to Target. And I just felt like we had to Uber there because the Target that's on the Strip is like, it's a miniature Target, that's mainly like for tourists, like, if you forgot something. So we had to Uber to a Target in a more, I guess, like suburban area, to get out of the main like tourist strip. And I mean, and that took a few minutes. And then I just felt like the Jeremy videos were just going just so long, and I'm like, come on, like we're on a time crunch here, like, we got to meet your coworkers, I got to shower,
it literally took us less than 10 minutes inside a Target, and I already made a plan because
it felt like more than 10 minutes.
So I don't know if you could tell, but she's like a little moody towards the end of the video. I was like, honey, we're here, it's gonna take 5 to 10 minutes, I'm gonna film my tattooed butthole, and then we're gonna go to the hotels.
It felt like way more than 10 minutes.
And guess what? We actually got to go to the hotels, and we had plenty of time to see them.
Actually, yes, we did.
So I was right.
I didn't tell you this, but I actually had time for a quick workout before I showered.
Oh, okay. Did you go to the gym?
No, I worked out in here.
Okay.
Yes, I went to the gym and I didn't
She's
say hi
making
to
that
you.
up. Okay, so let's talk about Target. So how did you feel about the whole tattooed chef area?
I mean, I felt like personally, I felt like it was overpriced, but I'm a cheapskate anyway.
You are?
I am.
I never got that memo.
I feel like the majority of the of the products, of the types of foods, I feel like you really could have, if you take a little bit of time, you can make that stuff yourself for cheaper, and then have multiple meals that you can take with you if you are in a position, like if you're at work and you got to heat something up for lunch. And then I know a few people like made a joke about like only an American would talk about, the caloric intake or, the calories versus the cost. I don't know what that means. I don't know what country you're from that, you're that's relevant to you or irrelevant to you. But I am an American. So, but yeah, for the calorie count, the prices did seem very high. So personally, I wouldn't buy them because they seem, I'm not spending, $5 on something that's, this big and it's going to leave me hungry for the rest of the day. It's probably not something I would invest in, but it's also a very niche market that, it targets vegetarians, and it targets vegetarians with a lot of money.
Soy boys.
So it's personally not something I would invest in.
Yeah, I don't know what appealed to Jeremy about that whole industry. I mean, if you just had a quick look at the financials, Tattooed Chef sells their stuff for less than they pay for it. Like they'll buy that food. Well, I mean, how it all works out. They'll buy the food for like $6 and sell it for $5.50.
I thought that's literally the opposite of what you do as a business owner.
Yeah, isn't that a common sense thing?
It is. I'm not
like I think our young 1.5-year-old son could figure that out.
Yeah, he could, but he's very smart anyway. He's gifted.
Yeah, everybody's child's gifted.
My child's going to Yale.
He's gonna be special. Yeah, so
he is special.
So we went to Target. It was kind of a disaster, but we got the video out, which is good. And like I never saw those other things that they had, the little huevo rancheros. those were even more expensive and they had less calories. I was like, oh
and,
my
and
God.
like I was saying in the video, you can make those. You can buy yourself a carton of eggs and some sausage and peppers, and you can make your own huevos rancheros for way less money, and then you can actually make enough to last you the whole week.
You didn't laugh at my huevos joke, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Remember?
Did you make a huevos joke?
Yeah, it was an awkward silence. I said, I'll show you some huevos, and there was just silence.
I'll show you some eggs. Oh, I didn't get it. I was like,
Are you serious?
Is it a dick joke? Like,
anyway, so we did Target, but before that, we went to the Planet, bro. And like, in my opinion, the Planet is a very nice store.
It's very nice.
Very nice. Clean the bathrooms were spotless. I took a great dump there. We went through the store. It was clean. And they actually have these people called bud tenders. So you go in the front, right? And you put your name in. And maybe that's why I'm getting all these ridiculous texts. But anyway, you put your name in, and then there's a bud tender that'll come with you and walk with you through the store.
And I like that, that you're not, you're not expected to shop blindly, because let's be real here. The pothead from your high school who's smoking weed on his couch and ordering pizzas and watching Clerks. I mean, they're maybe they know all the different types of weed, but probably not. Let's just be straight here. They probably don't. So anyway, it's nice that if you have questions, you don't have to chase somebody around. So. And personally, I like that in any retail setting that I go to, especially when I'm clothes shopping. I love it when there's an associate that's available to actually like, hey, how can I help you? What are you trying to find? So that's just something I appreciate anyway.
What do you think about that flame that was unattended?
It was a danger to society.
I was like, I don't know. There was just this freaking flame just blowing up.
It was part of an exhibit
that nobody was at. They just had an open flame with nobody there.
It was an open flame. I mean, it was part of an exhibit. It looked like a blowtorch type device.
I actually lit some of my stuff with that. Just kidding. So I mean, overall, like, the store was nice, the restaurant was nice, but when it comes to investing, guys, you can't just go someplace that's shiny and looks good. Oh, it's nice. And then just buy the stock. You actually have to look at see if the company like makes money, which none of these places do.
Well, I also think it's like, when I think of Tattoo Chef and I think of like, Planet 13 or marijuana, yes, I think the marijuana industry is going to boom in the next 10, 15 years because it is becoming, more legalized. But it's
disgusting.
It's still a very niche market. There's still obviously many individuals, and we're just talking about the United States. Obviously, there's still many individuals that can't, employers, workforces that do not allow their employees to use it. The military, the government, and think about how many how prevalent our military is. I mean, we're talking thousands and thousands of Americans that
billions, yes,
billions that can't smoke it. So that wipes out a huge number of Americans that can't use it. And right now, and I think it's going to continue to be this way, it's at the discretion of your employer, whether or not they're comfortable with their employees smoking. So unfortunately, I don't think it's a smart investment.
Well, plus there was a bunch of other weed stores here. Like it's not like Planet 13 is not special besides just being clean.
Yeah, there was a few other pot stores. They were much smaller. They were not their own buildings. They were part of strip malls, like shopping centers. That's how it is where we are. So when he said he wanted to go to a pot store, I was like, we have pot stores, and they're like dingy, small places.
They smell like cat piss.
That's so gross.
So,
you don't know that.
All right, well, we got to head out. Excuse me. We got to head out to the airport. But we saw a bunch of tattooed butt crack. We saw Planet 13. I saw Wynn Resorts. but we weren't able to go in because the princess here wanted to go to other places.
Well, there's nothing special about the Wynn Resorts.
Jeremy invested in the stock.
Well, that's just too damn bad, Jeremy and strong man.
All right, guys. Well, we got to head out. You guys have a wonderful day. Cheers.
Cheers.